Hey guys, this is Nick. This is my presentation on the Vortex case study and what I think needs to be done in order to overhaul the current warehouse situation. So I've come up with a three-step plan, and the goal of this plan is to not only use all of the assets we have at our disposal, but also be able to use them to the maximum efficiency that we can get. And the first option is going to be making sure that all three warehouses at our disposal have the most done with them. We're going to be using all three properties that the company has access to, and each warehouse is going to have a specific role or function. So we're not going to be worrying about multiple different operations in multiple buildings. We're going to have separate buildings for each operation. After that, we're going to make sure that there is an internal system that is set up for whenever deliveries are received or sent out, that they are coming from one specific area. There's going to be a set function where once something is received from a outside vendor or distributor, that it is sent to the proper facility with very little downtime. That way we are able to streamline. And finally, the third building that is currently out of use is going to become a workshop for the mechanics and engineers. That way we are able to have a separate facility they are able to work in with little to no distractions and not need to worry about working in the warehouse as well. So the first step is going to be the warehouse overhaul. So warehouse one is still going to have the office buildings that we currently have at our disposal. Inbound and outbound freight is going to be in this warehouse as well, and replenishment will take place when needed. The second building we have access to will strictly be storage for the excess parts that are not currently needed for delivery. That entire building will just be used as a storage for extra parts, and if need be, we can pull from that inventory when it comes down to it. The third warehouse that we are going to be revitalizing is going to be used as the repair shop for the engineers, strictly for them. That way they have their uninterrupted workspace. The goal, like I said, is to maximize the assets that we have at our disposal and make sure that everything we can use is being used and being used to its full potential. If we are able to make sure that every building has a specific function, we're not going to have 10 different operations going on. Yes, it might be a little more walking between buildings here and there. However, the benefit of having a higher level of organization is definitely going to be worth it in the long run. So this is the goal 2. This is streamlining how we are going to get things from the delivery point in the first building to the second building. This is the order getting received. This is when it comes in on our inbound freight. Order will get sorted by where it needs to go. If it's a part that the engineers ordered, it will be sent to building 3. If it is something that is strictly going to storage, it will be sent to building 2. And if it's something the office needs in particular, it will stay in building 1. We're going to load up either pallet jacks, carts, something that is a lightweight vehicle that can be driven between the buildings, and make sure that it's not sitting around in one space. It immediately is going to where it needs to go. And then if we are putting the order in storage, it's being cataloged. That way we know exactly where it is. So in the future, when we need to pull it, we don't need to worry about where it is. It's already been stored properly. The idea behind this, again, is making sure that everything is organized and making sure that every asset that we have is not going to be a problem to find later on. So if we need a certain part and we know it's in the storage facility, it's as simple as looking up where it is and then going to find it. If we're able to use all of these warehouses, there is less room for error as well. There's less room for miscommunication or any problems that could come as a result. When we have areas for each specific operation, we're not going to have to worry as much when it comes to miscommunication as a human error as well. So we're not going to have to think about, is someone going to building 2 or 3? There will be a specific person in each building that has a manifest of everything we need. Finally, goal 3 is revitalizing the third warehouse we have at our disposal. This is going to be something that is specifically for the engineers and the mechanics that we have. The goal of Vortex is to make sure that when equipment is down, we are not making that equipment down for any longer than it needs to be. So if there's a specific area that the equipment can be sent and repaired, or parts need to be replaced or taken out for another project, it is all taking place under one roof, again, causing less concern for miscommunication or parts getting lost. So The parts that we do have that we are able to sell or that are not needed right away can either be sent into storage or it can be sold at a wholesale discounted rate. Again, this gives those engineers the ability to cannibalize parts if they need to. So going forward, in conclusion, we should be renewing our lease, and we should be renewing it as long as we can, because we are trying to make sure that all 3 properties are going to be used to the maximum benefit of the company. If we're able to separate the buildings by their certain functions instead of having everything under one roof, we are going to have less problems as far as people stepping on each other's toes, less distractions for our team. If there is a system that is used for sorting and making sure that everything goes to the right place without a constant need for back and forth, again, streamlining it, making it easier for everyone to know where everything is, when we need it, when it was put there, and when it's supposed to come out. And in addition, if we are trying to maximize effectiveness with minimal downtime for mechanics, they have one place where they are going to function. They're not going to need to be searching for parts day in and day out. Everything will be under one roof. This is my plan going forward. These are my citations. Thank you very much.